My friend Tom and me were best friends since a very long time. Our parents were close too, since my dad and his dad were school friends. Tom and his parents had moved away a few years ago, so during our vacations and other holidays, we used to plan sleepovers at each other's house. At one such sleepover, I had went to Tom's house. It was actually the first time I was going to his house since he had moved away. To be honest, it was a great house, much bigger than mine and even his previous house. The house was little away from the town towards the countryside. Hence, there was a nice gap between Tom's house and his nearest neighbor's house. After dinner, we went to his room. It was after a long time that we had met, so it was quite obvious that we were not going to sleep anytime soon. We made sure that we kept our noise low so that his parents were not disturbed. It was maybe 1 or 2 in the morning and we began feeling sleepy. Both of us were quiet for a minute, and right at that moment we heard someone's footsteps from outside his bedroom window. We turned the light off and peeked out of the window. It was completely dark outside, but still we managed to see the outline of someone walking towards the other end of the property. I gasped at the sight, but Tom was unusually calm. It felt as if this was not the first time he had seen the man. He told me to come with him and follow the man. I thought he was kidding at first, but when I saw his expressions, I knew he was serious. Even as a 12-year-old, I knew what we were about to do was going to be the most stupid thing we could have ever done. But against my better judgment, I gave in and we began following the man. We kept a fair distance between us and the man all the time. After a few minutes, the man suddenly disappeared. We were looking in all 4 directions but could not spot him. After a while, just when we were about to give up, I saw that the shed which was at the corner of the property had its light on. Tom saw it too, and we began making our way towards the shed quietly. As we were nearing it, the light suddenly went off. We were very near the shed at the time, so we freaked out a little. We stood still like a statue, with me looking at Tom on what to do next. Just as Tom was about to say something, the shed door slammed at our faces. All the guts we thought we had in us gave away in a second, and we all ran away towards Tom's house. We went to his parents' room and told them about the man in the shed. His dad went out with a knife, while his mom called the police. Tom's dad did not find anyone, nor did the police. For a moment, his parents even thought that we were trying to pull a prank on them. Nevertheless, the police searched the whole property just to be sure. I left for my house the next day. Maybe his father did take our claim seriously, because in the weeks following this incident, he fenced up the entire property and also installed a new security system. I am always in contact with Tom, and he has mentioned it to me that he never again saw that man after that night. My daughter Lisa and a few of her friends once had a sleepover at our house. My wife had gone out with her friends, and so it was only me at home to watch and keep an eye on the kids. It was a weekend, so I did not have to work the next day. So even I was up until a little late. I was watching TV in my living room when I heard blaring police sirens. I went to the window and saw police cars coming to a stop in front of one of my neighbor's house. I told my daughter and her friends to be in their rooms while I went out to check what was going on. Apparently, some intruder had entered my neighbor's house, and before he could do anything, my neighbor called the police. The police searched his house but could not find the intruder. I came back to my house and locked the front door. I also checked the back door and all the windows to see if they were locked. The police left after about half an hour, and it was all silent from there. It was getting very late, so I went to my room to have some sleep. I don't know how much time had passed, but I was awakened by Lisa and her friends screaming at my room's door. I got up to see them scared and out of their breath, frantically trying to tell me that they all saw someone at her bedroom window. I quickly got up and took a knife from the kitchen and went to her room. I switched on the lights and went to the window. I could not see anyone, but as I was about to go back to my room, I saw that the window was actually open. Its lock was broken by something. I knew that the window was locked when I had checked previously. I looked around the room when something caught my eye. It was the closet door which had cracked open a little bit. I was overcome by a sense of dread, but at the same time my parental instincts kicked in. I opened the closet and at the same time a man came charging at me from inside. Even though I expected it to happen, I was still caught a little off guard. I fell on the ground, which the intruder took as an opportunity to run away. He quickly got up, but still he managed to escape through the back door. I called the police and once again they came and searched the whole area surrounding my house. This time they searched each and every house and the area around the house on the entire block. I was in my room with Lisa and her friends when I got the relieving news that the man had been caught. I let out a sigh of relief. It had already led to a huge scene, so Lisa's friends' parents came to my house to take them home. I am still haunted by the fact that the man was able to enter my daughter's room even though the window and all the doors were locked. I once had a sleepover at my friend Jane's house. We were only 10 at the time when this incident happened. Jane had a decent sized house with her bedroom on the second floor. Her bedroom had 2 beds, the other one for her elder sister who had recently moved out. We played games while her parents were sleeping in the downstairs room. Her bedroom had a door on the corner which led to their attic. Her attic had a separate door from outside the room, so I never understood why they had 2 doors. After playing around for a while, we were tired and decided that was enough for the night. Jane went off to sleep quickly while I had trouble falling asleep. It was about an hour after Jane had fallen asleep when I heard creaking of wooden floor. It was kind of muffled as if coming from the other room. I was about to get up when suddenly the attic door in her room creaked open slowly. It was pitch black in her room and I could only see the outline of the door and not the person or whoever it was who opened the door. I lay still, not moving a muscle as I continued staring at the door. I tried looking at Jane from the corner of my eye, but she was still in deep sleep. After a few moments, I saw a figure coming out of darkness. I tried to suppress my urge to scream as I laid there shaking. The figure came up to my bed, stood there for a while, moved to Jane's bed, and then out of the room. I was so scared that even after the figure left the room, I laid in the same position for a long time. Maybe after 5 or 10 minutes, just I had gathered enough courage to get up and wake Jane, I heard Jane's mom screaming at the top of her voice. Jane got up and we both ran to their parents' room. Her father was also up and looking for someone frantically in their room. Apparently, her mother had seen a dark figure standing at the foot of her bed. She got up as the figure suddenly disappeared. I finally summed up the courage and told them about what I saw. Her father ran out of the room but was shocked to see both front and back door locked from inside. Hearing that the intruder might still be inside the house, he called the police. Cops came and checked the house, including the attic, but found no one. Since 2 people had seen the same dark figure, the cops took the claim seriously and assured that they will keep an eye on the neighborhood. After we went to our rooms, Jane told me that she always heard noises from the attic, but every time her father went to check the attic, he found no one. I don't know if it was someone living in the attic or if it was something paranormal. Whatever it may be, it was the last time I went to her house for a sleepover.